Welcome everyone to the Reading Writing Corner. I am your host, Leanne, and we are going to be reviewing, non-spoiler part first, Deeper Than Midnight by Laura Adrian. This is part of the series Midnight Breed. And the best thing about this, my camera works great, my mic works awesome, you can hear me, no blips, no bloops, no dips, no dops. Which is great because I was having issues with the previous mic I was using in camera and it wouldn't catch everything I was saying. So, about the series. Part human, part otherworldly, the breed has lived among humankind for thousands of years, maintaining a tent of peace built on secrecy, power, and the dark justice carried out by the formidable warrior of the order. But now, a blood war within the race is set to ignite. Vampires are going rogue in startling numbers, feeding without discretion, killing humans in the streets. It is up to the order to stop the spreading threat of rogue domination. And in doing so, each of the warriors will be forced to confront private demons, darkest secrets, and deepest fears. Some will know triumph, some will know loss, but each warrior can count on one thing: love. When it finds him, will often come at the worst possible moment with the least likely woman, and it will bring each of these powerful males to his knees. They say least likely woman, but literally, it's a woman they mention in the back of the blurb. It's a woman. It's that woman. It's that hunter. So it's not least likely. It's just that they don't think that they're going to get attached to that woman. They do. So what made me read this book? It's the 9th book in the series. Silver about Dragos and his plot for world domination. How you just want him to go away. Although, this is the second to last book for the first overarching plot. Not for the second. The second one's in there. The first one. The blurb on the back is: delivered from the darkness, a woman finds herself plunged into a passion that is deeper than midnight. Name of the book. At 18, Corinne Bishop was a beautiful, spirited young woman living a life of privilege as the adopted daughter of a wealthy family. Her world changed in an instant when she was stolen away and held prisoner by the malevolent vampire Dragos. After many years of captivity and torment, Corinne is rescued by the Order, a card of vampire warriors embroiled in a war against Dragos and his followers. Her innocence taken, Corinne has lost a piece of her heart as well. The one thing that gave her hope during her imprisonment, and the only thing that matters to her now that she is set free. Assigned to safeguard Corinne on her trip home is a formidable golden-eyed breed male called Hunter, once Dragos' most deadly assassin. Hunter now works for the Order, and he's hellbent on making Dragos pay for his manifold sins. Bonded to Corinne by their mutual desire, Hunter will have... Careful. Hunter will have to decide how far he'll go to end Dragos' reign of evil. Even if... Really? Carrying out his mission means shattering Corinne's tender heart. Okay, Corinne can only think about her son and the betrayal of the people she held dear to her one time. Hunter learns that there is more to life than just revenge on Dragos for everything he had done and still does. Abused victims take a while to adjust to good touches, don't just fall into relationships a couple of days after being rescued, even if the abuse happened a long time ago, and that was the setup of one of the characters. The motives of the main characters were made clear. The way Corinne expressed her hopes and woes were real. Hunter's sexual awakening was ran well, because at first he was just trained to be a brutal assassin, and then he was just all about hunting Dragos and rogues, and then poof, this happens. So the characters reacted in ways that were expected of them, except Corinne when it came to her came to her abuse. Now my cat's gone away from me seeing my screen, so I could talk about what I wanted to talk about in this video. Cat. This genre is paranormal romance. What else would it be? Wait, it's Laura Adrian. Did this live up to my expectation? Yes, it was a little better than the last two, as new children were introduced to the story, as well as the fact that this is getting closer to the end, so more and more information is popping out and you get to read and get to see more of the actual overarching plot move faster than it has been. the last 8 books. So, which character do I relate to the most? Kareen, as an abuse survivor, sort of, because I've been abused in a similar manner. Not quite the same way as Kareen, but similar. What was more important, the characters or the plot? The characters of the story were more important than the plot. Kareen's journey and Hunter's lessons on life were the focus of this book, and of course their love story. There were 4 POVs in this story, and it did not affect my rating of the story at all, like it never does. And my cat's attacking me with stuff, and now he's running away. Before I end the non-spoiler point of this review, should you go and read this story/series? Yes, if you love vampires, romance, and mystery. Because there's still some mysteries in here, and they haven't all been wrapped up. Let me tell you, there's mysteries. They're there. Even though it is paranormal romancing. My cat is typing stuff. In the first few chapters, you meet the main character, side characters, and important recurring characters. Nathan, he has sonokinesis. He is the son of Kareen and the Ancient. 13 years old in this book. He was also a hunter that Hunter freed. Nathan is the son of the Ancient and Kareen, which I mean, like Nathan's not the only one. Hunter is the son of an Ancient and a woman. And let me tell you this. Yes, Nathan and Hunter are half brothers. They don't touch on that, but they are. And that's a little weird in my book, because Hunter ends up mating with his half-brother's mother. And that's the weird thing of it. They don't think about that, I guess. And it doesn't really matter, I guess, the breed. I mean, like, Hunter is never going to actually get together with Nathan, because that's just weird and can't happen anyways in this universe. But still, if you think about it, Hunter and Nathan are half-brothers, because they are both fathered by the Ancient. The one Ancient that Dragos had in his care. Which, if you think about it, that is actually Dragos' half-siblings as well. You can believe it. Because it's, well, yeah, no. Uncles, actually. Yeah, that's what it is. They're all his uncles. Because Dragos' father, Dragos, is the son of the Ancient that he has captured. Can you believe that? It's like all messed up. And it's kind of weird in so many ways if you think about how they're related, and how, like, Dragos is just like assholes to all of them. Okay, Victor Bishop. He sold Kareen to Dragos as a way to keep his comfort in his life cushy in his lifestyle. Sebastian Bishop found out about it and actually had ended his life, which drove Regina Bishop kind of a little crazy, because Regina didn't know why her son killed himself, why Kareen, who died, she thought Kareen died, and then when she finds out, she gets so mad at Victor about it, so mad. Okay, we have Murdoch. He's an enforcement agent that was on Dragos' side, and we have Henry Vachon, who's another enforcement agent working with Dragos. So, those, Victor, Sebastian, Regina, Murdoch, and Henry, we don't learn what their powers are. I mean, Sebastian's dead, but they don't tell us what Regina's power is. They don't tell us what Victor's power is. Then there's Amelie Dupree, sister of Savannah, well, half-sister of Savannah, who is Gideon's mate, which if you read in the Taste of Midnight, you learn about. Then you get Tess and Dante's son. He's mentioned because he's born. He's born towards the end of the book. Like, towards the end of the book, you got Dante and Tess's son. But they don't tell you his name. They don't tell you the boy's name. My boy, why didn't you tell me his name? Come on, Tess. Come on, Dante. I want his name. But they don't tell it yet. The several POVs within the story are Kareen, Bishop, Hunter, Dragos, and Chase. Okay, my favorite character in this book was Chase. His sacrifice for his team and friends was unexpected, especially since he was on the verge of bloodlust. And he causes a lot of problems for his teammates in this one, because he accidentally brings human officers to their door. Of course, it's also thanks to Dragos as well for being a dick and helping out with the police and that. And so to save the team from being captured And interrogated, Chase goes out and does it, even though he's on the verge of bloodlust and becoming a rogue. Yeah, there's that. My most disliked character was Dragos. If you didn't see that coming, I don't know what you didn't. What you doing? Why wouldn't you know that? Dragos is the bane of my existence in this series so far. The bane. Okay, he's still an evil dick for sending several hunters after the order because he still has hunters that he controls, and there'll be a lot of hunters that he controls for a while. It was told in chronological order with very appropriate language for an adult romance vampire novel. There was some good foreshadowing because of a vision scene 3 books ago appeared, casting suspense for the turnout. So yes, there was a scene. It's 3 books ago. The background of Hunter, Dragos, and Kareen are explained here more. And it's enough for people to understand why Kareen does what Kareen does, why Hunter is the way Hunter is, and a little bit more about Dragos' stupid, messed up thought process. The title of the cover means something blue. I'm not sure what it can mean besides deepening the plot, and that of course the story takes place at night mostly. The cover of the book was big city lights of New Orleans and Detroit, where the place where everything took place in the book between Detroit and New Orleans, and of course you have the main couple represented on the cover. What stood out as memorable was Kareen loved her son regardless of how he was conceived. Some women can never bring themselves to love their children through those terrible experiences, and they either get rid of the child before it's born, or they give it up after it's born. But Kareen was like, that's my son, I love my son, I want my son, I will raise my son, I will be a mother to my son, I don't care, he's my son. Which is a show of how strong breed mates are. They're very strong women. My favorite passage from the story is home. It was something neither he nor this lethal teenage assassin had ever known. Something they both had found in the beautiful woman who had somehow, miraculously, opened her gentle, stalwart heart to the both of them. Hunter's thinking about how his life has turned around thanks to Kareen. My favorite quote, home, Hunter answered. Most people's only desire is to have a home to return to. A place they call their own, where they can feel safe and comfortable and can be themselves. What I thought about the ending of the book? What I thought about the ending? Poor Chase. Struggling with everything, and in the end deciding to give himself up to save the order because he had trouble controlling himself, and he blamed himself for what Dragos had done. Basically exposing the order's headquarters. I mean, he falls into bloodlust because he doesn't get a lease, and he goes crazy a little bit. Hopefully that gets cleared up. What did the book remind me of? The Nightwalker series by Jacqueline Frank, which we will someday somehow get to that because I have changed how I do things now. I'm doing TBRs. I already did a May TBR, so if you want to read that, that was posted earlier. There will be a June TBR coming out, so there's that. We'll see. Hopefully maybe I'll get a Jacqueline Frank so we can read about it. Yeah. This book, as you know, is part of a series. There's 18 main series and 9 novellas. The second novella actually happens right after this book. The Taste of Midnight happens between book 9 and 10, which is this one. This is 9, then there'll be 10. We meet Malcolm McBain, whose ability is unknown. He has a deceased mate named Fiona and a deceased unborn child. He actually mates with Danica McCone. We also meet Connor McCone, a baby with the mind reading abilities of his mother. Okay, and if you don't remember who Danica is, she's from the first book, where her husband was part of the order and died and left her alone. So the novel was attached to the back of Darker After Midnight for me. So if I wanted to read it, which I think I read a little bit of it, or maybe I read all of it, I don't remember. What was it? I want to give this a 4. The other ones for the series were A Kiss of Midnight was a 4 because it was good opening, and the rest I think were like 3.5s. I want to give this a 4 because it actually finally gets the plot going a little bit more than what it was last time. So there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You get a little bit more insight about what I think the book is about. and everything. So, I will see you next illusion.